In this video, I am going to discuss about discounting. Discounting refers to the process of calculating the present value of a future amount of money based on the assumption that money available in the future is worth less than money available today. This is because money today can be invested or used immediately to earn interest or to make purchases, whereas money in the future cannot be used until it is received, and its value may be eroded by inflation or other economic factors. Simply, this means if you have money now, it will be worth more than having money in the future because you can invest that money or you can make purchases from that money. Now let's discuss about the discounting formula. If you can remember simple and compound interest, we discussed about this formula, which is A equals to P times 1 plus R into the power of N. Now what we have done here is we have reorganized this equation to this, which is P equals to A over 1 plus R into the power N. Now this equation will calculate the present value using the future value, and the interest rate here will act as the discount rate. So for the convenience, we have replaced the letter A to letter F. Now F denotes the future value. The denominator is the same. So the capital F is the future value, capital P is the present value, simple R is the discount rate. This is also the interest rate. Simple N is the number of years the interest is discounting. When it comes to discounting, we need to know about the discounting rate and the discounting factor. Discounting rate is simply a percentage value or it is an interest rate value. The discounting factor is this 1 over 1 plus R into the power of N. This is the discount factor. Using the basic mathematics, we can bring the denominator of this equation into the numerator. So it will look like this 1 plus R into the power of minus N. This is the difference. This is called the discount factor. Here also what we have done, we brought the denominator of the equation to the numerator. So it is f times 1 plus r into the power of minus n. Because we brought this part into the numerator, the n will be a minus value. So this is important to remember. You can use either of these equations. Both of them are the same, but you need to have the awareness of these two types, unless you will be confused. Now let's do this example. This is where we are going to discuss about how we are using the discounting in the real life. Look at these two options. This is option A, this is option B. Option A says $650 in 2 years, which means in 2 years time you will receive $650. Option D says $1,000 in 3 years, which means you will be received $1,000 in 3 years. The discount rate is given as 4%. Now you know, even though there is no term after this percentage value stating that per annum or per year rate, it will be automatically be a per annum rate. So now let's consider these two options, option A and option B. What would you choose? Do you want $650 in 2 years or $1,000 in 3 years? You cannot compare these two options because the timeline of these two options are different. If they offer 650 in 2 years and $1,000 in 2 years, now you can choose the $1,000 because the timelines are the same. Now that the timelines are different, we cannot directly compare these two options. So now we can use discounting method so that we can calculate comparable values for each option. Let's calculate the present value for option A using the discount formula or the present value formula, which is this. present value of option A equals to future value. Future value is $650 divided by 1 plus. Remember, you need to convert the percentage value into decimal value. 4 over 100 times n. N is the number of years. So this will be 2. This is the same as this. 50 multiplied by 1 plus 4 over 100 minus 2. This will give you the same answer. Now for the option B, present value of option B equals to 1000 divided by 1 plus 4 over 100 into the power 3. N is 3 because 3 years. Now let's calculate the present value of A and present value of B. So the present value for option A is 600.96. 600. The present value for option B is 888.99. Now we can compare these two options because the option A will worth $600 now and the option B will worth $888 now, which means present values. What would you choose? You choose the higher value, which is the option B, which means if you receive $1,000 in 3 years time, that $1,000 is worth $888 now. Option A present value means that if you receive $650 in 2 years time, it will worth $600 now. So we choose the higher amount because we are receiving the money. Let's say we have to give these two offers to somebody else. So what would you choose? You choose the lowest amount, which is option A, because it will cost you less than the option B. Likewise, this concept is heavily used in management accounting when it comes to investment appraisal. Now let's discuss about the discounting factor table. Discounting factor table, or this is also called as the present value table. Present value table. Here is the present value table. Look at the description here. Present value of $1, that is 1 plus r into the power of minus n. We know this. This is the discount factor, where r is interest rate, simple n equals number of periods until payment or receipt. So this is the table where all the discount factors are already calculated. This present value table will be provided in your exam. So you don't need to worry about the calculating discounting factors. If you don't have the present value table with you, visit cimaselfstudy.com. Link is in the first comment of this video. Then go to the BA2 tab. Scroll down the page to the FAQ section and you will see, will there be any tables or formula provided in the exam? Toggle this tab and you will see links to present value table, cumulative present value table, normal distribution table and linear regression formula. All these documents will be provided in the exam. I am going to click here, present value table. This is the present value table. This will be provided in your exam. Make sure you have enough practice using this present value table before you sit for your exam. Let's find out what are the discounting factors for the previous example. Let's calculate them first. For option A, discounting factor equals to 1 over 1 plus r into the power n. This equals to n. 1 plus r equals to 4 over 100 times 2. This equals to 0.9245. Let's calculate the discounting factor for option B. Discounting factor equals to 1 over 1 plus 4 over 100 into the power of 3, which is 0.8889. Now let's cross-check these values from the present value table. This is how you refer to the present value table. First, you identify the discounting factor, which is an interest rate. So you select the discounting factor referring to the present value table vertically this way. So the discounting rate for the previous example was 4%. So here is the 4%. Now we have to go horizontally on this table. Here we have to select the number of periods, which is the simple n. For option A, we have 2 years, which means simple n equals to 2. Going back to the table, we select this. Here is the 2. So what we do, we go along this 2 value until we meet the 4% value here. This is the intercept, which is under the 4% and also gives the n equals to 2. So this will be the discounting factor. Let's check 0.925, 0.9245. Table gives us 0.925, which was rounded off to 3 points. This equals to 0.925. Likewise, now we can refer to the present value table to find the discounting factors. Now let's cross check the B value, 0.889. So the discounting rate is the same, which is 4, and the simple n will be 3. Going back to the present value table, this is our column, 4% column, and let's go horizontally along the periods. Here is the 3. Now let's go along this row. Here is our value. This is the discounting factor for 3 years and discounting rate is 4%, 0.889. It is this value, 0.8889, which rounded off to 3 points, 0.889. Likewise, now you know how to refer to the present value table. This present value table will be given in the exam. I advise you to do more example questions using the present value table so you can get the hang of it. This is really simple if you have the practice to use the present value table. It will give you the advantage of saving the time during the exam. So make sure you have enough practice on using the present value table. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.